But as we, and I'm really happy we have some hope, but you know, we kind of skipped over this, Dr. Tetreault. What are some of the warning signs when a young person is at risk of suicide?
Well, there's actually a mnemonic, Is Path Warm, that was put together by a group of expert clinical researchers. And the first is that people have ideation. So basically they're thinking about, oh, maybe it's a good idea that I just off myself and like exit. So first it's just having those ideas. The other is if there's substance abuse involved. Because while people often self-medicate to help cope with what's going on, that also can interfere a lot with your ability to actually do things to deal with the circumstances that you find yourself in. There's also if people feel purposelessness, so they don't really have a reason for themselves why they're here, if they're anxious, if they feel trapped, that hopelessness again, if they are going through withdrawal, that can be really challenging for people as well. If they're angry, if they're being really reckless, so that taking a lot of risks, or if they're having a lot of mood changes. So if you ever notice anything different about people, that can be a sign of suicidal ideation, or at a minimum it may be indicating that there's something going on in their life that they're reacting to and they don't know how to respond to, and that when you see those changes in their behavior, that's a sign that it's really a cry for help, really. You know, a lot of times when people act out, we get frustrated or upset, but the reality is that behavior is a signal that there's something wrong and that person really could use some assistance. So those are some of the basic signs that
So what would you advise
that.
a person to do that their friend or loved one is going and exhibiting these? I mean, as a parent, that terrifies me.
Well, and one of it is to actually be willing to talk about these issues. I know sometimes people are afraid to bring things up because they don't know how it'll be responded to, or they don't feel like I have enough information. But that's where if people have access to resources, they can get a little more information about suicide or how to help somebody who is. And there's actually a couple of mnemonics, again, that can help people. One is from the Tetreault Project, it's called You Care. So the Y in the U is really about who you are as a person, and that letting people know you're never alone. The other is the care is to connect with that person, to accept where they're at and what they're going through, to be able to try to respond and then try to help empower that person, whether it's connecting them with resources. There's a variety of things that people can do. But also, those suicide hotlines can be contacted by anybody else saying, what do I do in a situation like this? Another mnemonic that's also popular with gatekeepers, which is really anybody who works or lives with somebody who is maybe having suicidal ideation, is QPR. And so the Q is to question. So basically not question like an interrogation, but talk to that person about what's going on with you, what do you need, why do you feel that way. The P is actually for persuade, so persuading that person that there is hope, that there are things that can be done to help improve their situation, and the R is for refer, because any individual is you're not responsible for the decision somebody makes about attempting or being able to complete a suicide, but being able to try to get that person to utilize resources that are available and get what help is available is very important. And then some people will add the T on there, which is they really need to get some treatment to help them through this, so that if somebody's clinically depressed, just talking with them may not be enough. It also helps if you don't have if you make it difficult for somebody. So if there are weapons in a home or things like that, get those out of there. Sometimes people will come up with contracts for people so that they are willing to agree to, I'm willing to check out this resource, or I'm willing to talk to this person, and I agree not to do this for this period of time. Because time really can be a big element in it getting better. And actually the It Gets Better project has its own web pages too, so people can always visit those as well.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming today. These are tough subjects sometimes to talk about. I think that there's a lot that we can gain from this talk today that is applicable to anyone, regardless of their sexual orientation. So thank you for coming.
Much.
And
our pleasure.
Good. You've been watching the Lancaster County Democrats. This is the Watchful Citizens Show. My name is Barbara Baier. We meet every third Tuesday of the month at the Communication Workers of America Union Hall at 25th and N Streets in Lincoln, Nebraska at 7 p.m. Please do come down. You'll get to go and meet a lot of great people, talk about the issues of the day, and help create change. Thank you for watching.